Ciao muckers, welcome to Florence. We are currently in Florence. I hope you are doing very well. Thank you so much for clicking on my YouTube channel and on my video today. Okay, Jake Doolittle has released a response to everything that went down after he posted his video and H3 responded, and I want to react to it on here and go through it and talk about it. And the main reason for that is because I really like Jake. I've filmed with him before. Like I said in my previous video, I have a pretty nice opinion of him. And if I have covered that and covered H3's response, I also want to cover his response to it because I want to keep it as fair as possible. So yeah, we're going to get to this. He released a video. It's called My Recent Video. If you're not aware of what happened, Jake Doolittle, which is this creator right here. Can I zoom in? Right here. Jake released a video and it talked about Ethan Klein, in which Ethan had been talking about his health journey and had been basically diagnosing himself, if you will, had a lot of health anxiety. And Jake Doolittle made a video basically saying that this was very problematic, that Ethan did this and why it's wrong that Ethan did this. And he accused Ethan of profiting off of lying about his health to kind of scare his audience and all these different things. And I completely disagreed with his entire video. I think it was very, hypocritical in points. I think it did more damage than good. And again, I said this where there's a lot of things to call Ethan Klein out for, but him being cautious of his health whenever he's getting a test and the results are a little bit iffy and he's thinking the worst. It's not really something I would come down on him for or anyone, because I mean, I myself have gotten things health-wise where I think the worst, and I sympathize with Ethan for that. I think a lot of people have health anxiety. I know that Jake has it himself. I know that Jake has been very open about things that he has gone through in his own life, and that's why the topic meant so much to him. And I can understand being passionate about a topic, but the video did not, hit the points that I think he wanted them to make. It came across very angry and very bitter, and dare I say at times the video came across like Jake was like gatekeeping, illnesses. And anyway, he started the video and said that people were telling him not to post the video. He was getting so much backlash even from just teasing the video. And then he said that a member of H3, which was AB, reached out to him being like, I can't believe you're going to make this video, but he decided to make it anyway. H3 went on break, and then he posted the video, and he kept the video up for like 3 weeks. I think it was like over 3 weeks or 3 weeks or something like that. And then H3, on the day of their comeback, Ethan posted an Instagram story, which was basically a picture of Jake, and it was like, he captioned it like, me when I'm excited for the podcast tomorrow, basically poking fun at Jake. And Jake re-uploaded that on his Instagram story and was like, I will do anything to get this to stop. Like, I can't handle this. Like, I was just in the hospital. Like, please make this stop. And basically everyone, and then H3 ended up doing a podcast, and they basically showed why the video was wrong. They gave their opinion of it, which was obviously very different than Jake's. And they also showed that Jake had been reaching out to all of the staff to be a work member for so long. And they were saying that that's why they think he made this video, or at least it's very weird that he made this video considering he wanted to be a member of the team. And again, one of the main points of problem for people was that Jake did that Instagram story, which was like, I can't handle this anymore. I need this to stop, which was in response to Ethan just uploading a picture of Jake as a meme. But people were saying you had your video up for 3 weeks, but Ethan just responded on an Instagram story and you're saying that it's too much. And then H3 made the live stream and Jake's video was up on YouTube until that live stream, and then he deleted it. So a lot of people had an issue with that, and that is currently where we are at right now. I want to watch this video. I want to see what Jake has to say, and let's get to it. All right.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to come on here and address the most recent video that I made. In that video, I spoke about a topic that's extremely sensitive to me, which, to be honest, was my first mistake. Okay. I let my emotions dictate my actions, and that led to a tone that was confrontational and aggressive. My intention was to stand up for a specific group of people.
We're off to a great start so far. You never know what you're going to get when you click on a video that is referencing or apologizing or any of the sorts. But I mean, we're starting off good, actually. We're starting off good.
but instead I came across as an asshole. I didn't consider how my words would affect others, and for that I'm very sorry. I've also come to realize that no amount of explanation can undo the impact of that video. And so for the discomfort or hurt that it caused, I also apologize. I recognize that my reaction was partly fueled by my own experiences. With my nonprofit, I frequently read applications of people who are in the most terrible situations possible, and hearing someone talk about health in that way really bothered me. But that didn't mean that I needed to post a dedicated video that just turned out to be me ranting about my own frustrations. I also realized that I shouldn't have posted the video if I can't handle people looking into my health history and claiming that chronic Lyme doesn't exist. I also sincerely want to apologize to Ethan for not considering...
This is a very good video. This is a very good video. Well, for what it is, this is the best that it could have been. I'm aware that in this instance, there's never things you can do that will appease everyone. But he's doing everything that you should do in this instance. He's doing a good job with this video, and I think that this is very a great approach. I think Jake bringing up that, you know, I can't make a video speculating about someone's health if I don't want people to do it to me. Now, I had seen people on Reddit and stuff looking into Jake's health and questioning it, and I did think, I read it and I was like, oh, that's, you know, uncomfortable that people are doing that, and that's overstepping a boundary. And then I thought about it and I was like, that same logic could be applied to what he was doing to Ethan. So I saw how many people were saying that, so I think it's good that he acknowledged that. Obviously, it's not something you want to happen, but you could argue that he did it to Ethan. I think he's addressing everything in a great way here. I think he's getting to the point. I think for what this is, so far, this is the best way to handle it. I mean, this is a very iffy situation where you kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like, how do you approach this? I think he's doing a great job of this.
During his health anxiety, I took it as a completely different thing, and that only fueled my anger in the process. I understand that looking at an irregular blood test is extremely concerning, and I shouldn't have commented on that. Having been born into health issues, I was numb to how startling it can be to be an adult and look at a blood test that doesn't seem right. Also, as a viewer, I can absolutely acknowledge that I reached out to them to try to work for them or ask for collaborations with crew members. But in no way did them not hiring me fuel this video. I've been trying to work for them through like a job or internship since I was 16 years old. I did not make a video 6 years later as a way to get back at them. My girlfriend and I are very, very grateful for the opportunity that I was given to be a full-time content creator. Lastly, there's a lot of speculation about my nonprofit Never Stop, so I thought that I would just address those as well.
Again, I mean, I didn't know how he was going to address the thing about him reaching out to the crew members and stuff. I mean, the stuff that H3 showed, I mean, back to back to back, I mean, you know, it really painted a picture, and obviously putting it all together doesn't look great. And then you can put that in the context of the video. But I mean, I don't know if there was a way for him to address that other than this, you know, which is basically like, I am a fan, I wanted to work for them, but that doesn't mean that, you know, this was one of the reasons I made this video. Again, there's not many ways you can address that because it was such a, I mean, the way they presented it, at least, I mean, it made him look very cringy. And again, I'm someone who gets thrown in my face all the time. The people I call out were people I was fans of. Trust me, imagine going through it with the Colleen Ballinger situation. Fuck me. Like, fucking boom, 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 boom. People being like, well, you were a fan. I get it. I understand it. However, whenever you can put it all together, it does look very cringe. People have said it about me, and I acknowledge it, and I'll be like, that's fair. I'll be like, that's fair. So there's very few ways you can address this. Listen, he said it didn't affect the video. It was something that happened. I don't really think there's a way to address it other than that, I'm going to be honest.
Well, the clothing brand started in 2017, like selling things to family and friends.
So this is his nonprofit, not Teddy Fresh.
And then in 2022, when I got a platform, I decided to give 10% of all profits to people in need. And then there was such an overwhelming amount of need for donations that I decided in 2023 to turn it into an official nonprofit so that people's donations would be tax deductible. Since Never Stop is a new and small organization, I pay all the startup fees so that the donations can go to people who need them. And I do hope that someday Never Stop can sustain itself, but it's just not there yet. To be totally honest, picking one person a month to give a few $100s to is sometimes awful. I want to be able to do more, and right now I can't. In closing, I want to reiterate my apology to everyone affected by this video. The tone was inappropriate and scummy, and that does not reflect the values that I wish to embody as a content creator. I've taken this as a learning experience, and I will commit to never repeating this mistake. From now on, I'm going to refocus my efforts on the content that brought you to my channel in the first place. Your support means the world to me, and I appreciate every single one of you, and I thank you for your understanding during this time where I tried to learn and grow from this experience. Thank you.
All right, I mean, pretty great video for what it was. You know what I mean? There's very... Sorry, I'm still linked up to my Twitch, which is why this just showed up. I mean, thanks for following. I don't really use Twitch anymore, but hey, shout out to you. For what it is, again, pretty much the best video he could have made. And again, he could have made this in a different way and then people would have been angry at it. So, I mean, interesting ratio. I mean, you're never going to make everyone happy. I understand that. I think this video is pretty good. Let's go to the comments. All right, top comment. We'll read a couple. Oh my god, apology video doesn't count unless you play a ukulele. I will never be able to escape that. Thank you for taking a step back to listen to criticism and not doubling down. I'm sorry some of the comments you've gotten have been too harsh, and I'm glad to see you open up to the open criticism you got, or the valid criticism you got. I really hope to see your content go in a more positive direction in the future because your story is inspiring, and I think you can do a lot of good for chronically ill community and awareness. I say this as someone with chronic issues. Okay. I understand people's reservations and discomfort with the original video. However, I've also been in the position that you're in now. When something like a chronic illness so heavily impacts your life, it can be hard to step outside of that perspective. We're all assholes sometimes. You're a human with human emotions, and this video made that clear. Okay. As a big fan of H3 and a person whose wife had lupus for the last 20 years, this was a great apology. Thank you. The only thing I wish you had understood and maybe said in this video is that the awareness that was brought to lupus as a disease has actually helped in a way. So basically that Ethan talking about lupus, which Jake said was a problem and stuff, Ethan's actually bringing attention to it. They're making the argument. The way people talk about chronic diseases that don't have cures, the more cures are invented. We're all allowed to make mistakes. This was a great way to apologize, take accountability, and move forward. All right, we'll read this one, and then we'll be done. Thank you for the sincere apology and understanding where the criticism was coming from. I was also an adult who, for over a year, was experiencing weird symptoms and had irregular lab test results, but due to the specific symptoms I was having, most of my friends, family, and even medical professionals keep telling me that I was exaggerating and nothing was wrong. It was extremely hard and extremely lonely. After so long of feeling like no one would take me seriously and silently suffering, I finally found a neurologist who listened to me. We did some more testing and I was eventually diagnosed with MS. It was hard to accept, but being told by everyone else that I was crazy about my symptoms before the diagnosis was even more painful. You're not a bad person, but you just need to be more empathetic towards people who are dealing with their health. It's extremely scary for everyone. Okay, well, there we have it. I think Jake did a good job of addressing it. Stuff like this is very hard to come back from or address. A lot of times you will see a content creator will just go away for a time period and not address it. So I think he did as good of a job of it as what he could have done. And I don't think the response was snarky. I don't think anything. I think that this is, especially for the YouTube community that are exposed to this topic, a great learning curve for everyone, which is kind of like, let people deal with their health. Let people talk about their health. Let open conversations about health happen. You know, these things are important. We all stress about this. And the more that we can be open about it, the more open dialogue, and the more that will benefit people in the long run. Okay, I wanted to react to this because we reacted to the situation, so I think it's only fair. I hope you're all doing well. I will see you all very soon, and grazie and ciao.